First carry for Najee Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Bears, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is taken at the 23. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Bears take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way down to the 5. A huge play there for Chicago. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Hunt. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Fields going to get this one out on the perimeter. Touchdown, Bears! Anthony Schwartz, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Check 52.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. What's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
We got 4. Shift. Watch that 3. Watch that 3.
They hand this off to Harris, and he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down. But if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground. And that they did, that time for a loss.
Now a dump off here complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're at the halfway point of the season, Charles, 8-0. What a great start. Clearly a Super Bowl contender, if not the outright favorite, through 2 months to win the whole thing.
Well, there aren't too many bad things you can say right now because this team is playing pretty well. They've had a couple of injuries. That could plague them down the stretch. But their intensity doesn't waver. I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through them in the playoffs. And if you're on their road, things could be bumpy for you.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. after one. 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Rodgers going to throw. Complete to Washington. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there. They'll feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On first down, Harris. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's McKenzie. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Bears are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 23-yard line.
Play action. It's Fields. Steps away. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
A gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Now Fields. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's taken to the 26. There goes a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Through the interception in the red zone, costly.
Bad enough to...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique, and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Fields' throw pulled in by Schwartz. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And they
rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. To throw is Fields. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On first down, Fields. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. On first down, Rodgers. And that's incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this offense as we play here in Week 9 of the 2021 season. Normally, you're slipping kind of past the halfway point, but now with the season expanding to 17 games, you kind of think that teams might look up and say, gosh, we still have a lot of football left to go.
No doubt about it. And remember, they've had their open week already. So this is going to be a straight shot all the way from here on out. To me, the best coaches, they tell their teams, hey, I'll I'll take care of you during the week. You just leave it all out there on game day, and I'll make sure you're ready for the next one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 40. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. It's brought in by Harris. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Looking for the end zone. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game, but it falls incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
7 yards, the pickup there.
When he decided to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 22, Rodgers. He gets it complete to Harris. How did he stay on his feet? And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Eddie Goldman. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. Being chased out left. Throw left side going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And this will be a Bears 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 51 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Meanwhile, Fields' throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. McCann now for the extra point. And it's 21-3.
Makes the score Bears 21, Steelers 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going for the deep ball. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. Dancing to his left. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup there. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Fields. That one is caught by Hunt. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. He juked him. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. First and goal.
Mike 7, Mike 7. Watch the run.
Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He's made plenty of plays throughout this game, pressing the ball downfield to the tune of 4 touchdown passes. Was shooting for a 5th there. That one came up incomplete.
The Bears on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play there on the catch and run. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Joe Schobert, number 4 in the NFL in tackles last year, in to make the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Off play action, Fields. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. 3rd and long. It's Fields. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Over the middle here to Brown. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
A 14-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Now Rodgers, gotta have this one. Trying to lay one up deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears are on their way to a 9-0 start as they build on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into... And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 28. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together